I'm Elisa Creative Science, and today we're going to do science trick shots. Yes! Okay, so we're not really going to talk about science trick shots. Today we are going to talk about fat and what fat kind of is. So today you will be learning what is fat and what the structure and the science of fat is. And most importantly, choosing the right kind of fat in the foods and snacks you eat, so you will be able to identify them. And if you want to learn more amazing things, please click that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. And let's go healthy! I love olive oil. I put olive oil on all my foods and all of my desserts, and it tastes really great. But it says here that it's 14 grams per serving. Is that healthy for me? I love chips and I eat them every day, and I only eat a really small amount of chips. And look, it only says like total fat of like 1 gram. So why is my belly still a little plump here? So what is unsaturated fats? Unsaturated fats are likely in liquid form in room temperature. Unsaturated fats are really beneficial to your health and body. They can improve your heart health and lower blood cholesterol levels. Unsaturated fat is commonly found in vegetables, nuts, and fish. Fish contains omega-3, a really good type of fat that lowers your blood pressure. Right here, olive oil has a lot of unsaturated fat. It has about 10% of unsaturated fat. And nuts right here has also a lot of unsaturated fat. It has about 9% of unsaturated fat. And see, these chia seeds are actually really beneficial to your health. It actually has a lot of omega-3 and a lot of unsaturated fat.
This is the structure of unsaturated fat. Unsaturated fat happens when the hydrogen-carbon chain has fewer hydrogen than carbon. The fewer carbon atoms will bind to each other and creating a double bond. When there are double bonds, the hydrocarbon chain will bend and soon will create gaps and make them less compact. So that is why unsaturated fat will usually be liquid during room temperature. The structure of fats. This is the structure of all fats. A fat molecule is made up of a glycerol head and 3 fatty acid tails that is connected to the glycerol head. Each tail is a long hydrocarbon chain, and a carbon skeleton is fully bonded with hydrogen atoms. This is the structure of saturated fat. As you can see, right here, that the hydrogen chain has a very straight shape. It is very compact. All of the carbon atoms is connected to the hydrogen atoms. And it has a very straight shape, it has very compact, and it has the same amount of carbon as the hydrogen atoms. This right here is called saturated fat. Saturated fat is usually a solid in room temperature.
So what is saturated fats? Saturated fats are most commonly found in animals or meats, but however, some vegetables will have some saturated fats, such as nuts, olives, vegetables, of course, and will more likely have less saturated fat than meats and animals. But coconut oil or palm oil will have higher amounts of saturated fats than other vegetables. The American Heart Association recommends limiting your saturated fat to less than 7% of your daily calories. So, for example, your daily calories is 2,000 calories per day. Then you will be only eating 140 calories of saturated fats, or about 18 grams of saturated fat per day. But if you do eat too much saturated fat, you will potentially have heart problems and high blood cholesterol. So for example, some of these foods have high saturated fats and some have low saturated fats, such as these crackers and olive oil and nuts will have a less saturated fats than other foods. Your body still needs some saturated fats, but not just a lot of them. Such as this olive oil saturated fat is only 10% of your daily value. And nuts, this saturated fat is only 9%. And these crackers are basically 0. But for example, these chips, these saturated fats is 25%. And this cracker right here, it has 33% of the saturated fat per serving. And especially dressings. You know, salad is very healthy. You know, there's a lot of vegetables, there's a lot of veggies. It's really healthy. But what makes salad a little unhealthy is the dressing. So you really want to be careful on the dressing. So right here, it says that it has 25% of saturated fat. So you really need to be careful on that. And especially on your desserts. You know, our favorite dessert right here is chocolate, right here. You know, we all love chocolate. But you know, right here, it says that it has 38% of saturated fat per serving. So about like 3 or 4 of these, you get 38% of the saturated fat. So you really need to be careful. Trans fat. Trans fat is an artificially made fat. It is very unhealthy in foods. It's the most unhealthiest fat in all types of foods. Trans fat is also called partially hydrogenated oils. Trans fat is the unhealthiest kind of fat, and it is used to keep the food more solid while deep frying or cooking the food. Too much trans fat can let you have higher bad cholesterol levels, heart disease, and stroke. Trans fat. A lot of fried foods like donuts and others can have trans fat. Pizza, cookies, and fries all have trans fat. You can see how much trans fat there is on the nutrition facts on the food label. But products can be listed as 0 grams of trans fat if they contain 0 grams to less than 0.5 grams of trans fat per serving. Their serving can be big or small. It can be really big, like 5 grams or 10 grams, or it can be really small, so you never know. So look out for the word partially hydrogenated fats. That means it has trans fat. So right here, there's some foods about trans fat. So pizza has a lot of trans fat because it's usually deep fried or baked with very high heat. So they use trans fat to keep it solid. Such as French fries, which are the most common foods that also have trans fat. Because if you have seen how they make French fries, they first cut up potatoes and they deep fry it, which they need a lot of trans fat for. And the final one, fried chicken, where we all love to eat, but we all know that it is really unhealthy for us. It has a lot of trans fat and artificial fat. So, daily value. So what's daily value? If you look right here, you see, okay, the sodium is 95 milligrams. And right here, it has a number, 4%. What is that? And you look right on top, it says percentage DV, which means daily value. So let's understand what daily value actually is. So first, daily value is set by the FDA or the Food and Drug Administration, okay? They can give you a lot of good recommendations of how much daily value, or daily value means that how much nutrients you should eat per day that makes you healthy. Now, right here, it says percentage daily value. That's a whole different thing. Percentage daily value means that how many of that nutrients are in it per serving. So not per bag, it's per serving. So right here it says sodium, and it says 4%. So the sodium you eat per serving of these bag of chips, it gives you 4% of the per serving of the daily value you need on sodium. So always remember to choose your foods wisely, because the food you eat really will affect your body. So I hope you learned a lot about fat and a lot about nutrients and maybe a little bit about daily value, and also most importantly, how to choose your foods and how to choose the snacks you eat. So now you understand what goes into your body. So if you want to learn more about science, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please like this video. And I hope you have a good day and eat healthy.